Hey, what is going on, guys? Hope all is well. I want to talk about how I became one of the top one percenters as a prop trader. At this point, I can confidently say that I'm one of the 0.1 percenters as a prop trader. Why? Well, I haven't missed a single payout all these months for the past 2 years, pretty much. And I'm hitting 20K months marks. I've done it more than once or twice now. And I don't give a fuck about impressing others. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about showing off, to others what kind of trades I took anymore or how much I'm making off of these withdrawals. You know, I just want to put out there what I think works for me and what I think has been working for me. Who the fuck knows? Next month I might not make any profits. There's no guarantees in this industry as a trader. You are playing alongside with the uncertainty. The market itself is a collective movement of all the traders, all the betting parties, like institutions like banks, hedge funds, central banks, plus the retail traders like ourselves. So to say that you know what the market is going to do, you are stating that you can read the minds of hundreds of millions of people who are participating in the market, you know? So let's go ahead and then talk about what I think. Trading is not for everyone, but what I'm gonna tell you is that you don't have to be smart to be a good trader. There's a lot of dumb fucks out there who are making tons of money. They can't even do a simple math, high school or middle school math, but they are making way more than I am. They are just better as a trader. They just manage risk better. I've seen so many people making like even six-figure withdrawals through. I've seen it through various social media platforms and through becoming friends with them, and it's really possible to live off of it. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to be intelligent, and by being intelligent, it doesn't whatsoever guarantee that you will become a great trader. So you don't need to be smart at all. In fact, when you put more work towards back testing or studying time spent on the charts, it doesn't guarantee that you will become a better trader. In fact, you'll probably become worse as a trader. There's something called the law of diminishing returns, right? I'm sure everyone knows about it. If you went to high school, I'm sure you know. It applies heavily into trading. However, you do need to study the basics and the fundamentals behind trading, breaking down price actions with your fellow friends, traders, with the like-minded people is very important. And for me, this is what has got me to where I am as of today. And another thing, by always trading evaluations or funded accounts instead of paper trading or just demo trading, it has brought me to where I am as of today, just letting you know. Now let's talk about how I'm making five-figure income monthly and who I'm using as the prop firms. So I'm using Top Step. First of all, I'm using Top Step and Apex, and let's go with Let's talk about Top Step first. You're allowed to have five funded account XFAs. That's what they're called, funded accounts. So what I'm doing is I'm pretty much paying $50. So $50 for a 50K account, $100 for the 100K accounts, $150 for the 150K account. So for the 50K evaluations or the challenge, if you pass, you pay the 149 the activation fee. So you're pretty much paying for the drawdown. So you get $2,000 worth of drawdown in return, and you use that towards your trades. And with this, you are making a return pretty much. You know, don't get me wrong, I blow accounts all the time, but I'm making way more than what I'm blowing. So yeah, I'm risking pretty much like $1,000 a day to make $4,000 or $5,000 in return. And remember, in order to withdraw from Top Step, you need to have 5 winning days of $200 or more, and you can only withdraw 50% of it. So far this month alone, I have received about 11K from Top Step alone, and you can only withdraw 5K per funded accounts. You know, if you don't understand what I'm saying, read the payout info on Top Step's websites. Do your own fucking diligence instead of asking me if you can read. I'm not here to spoon feed you when we are all given the same abilities from God from the time we were born. So, including next week's $4,500 payout, I should have about 15.5 thousand in payout from March alone from Top Step. And this is one of my, let me share the screen. Okay, so this is, as you can see here, 14,000. So I'm gonna be withdrawing this from this account next week. Just gonna be withdrawing 5K. Yeah. So I will be, I will have withdrawn about 15.5K from Top Step alone this month. Next, Apex. Apex Trading. I didn't like them because they have unrealized intraday drawdown. But if you know how to scalp, and if you are okay with closing out, profits early, because that's just part of your strategy, or taking partials early, big partials early, use Apex. And this month alone, I've gotten 6K in payout. So that's already 21.5K in payout from these two firms alone. And I'm trading. I also gotten funded with the Take Profit Trader. I'm gonna see. I just have to build a buffer, and I can withdraw on daily basis. So do your homework and find out the rules from Apex's trading website and follow it. Then you are guaranteed a payout like me. And the amazing thing about Apex is that you could have up to 20 funded accounts. And just by having 10 funded accounts, 10, 50K funded accounts, and you can withdraw every 8 trading days. And there's 20 trading days in a month. So 16 trading days a month means you can withdraw twice. So you could withdraw about 40K, $40,000 from 10, 50K accounts alone. That is fucking amazing. But, most people blow it. Most people are not meant to be traders. It is what it is. So, anyways, guys, good luck. And just as a proof, I don't need to show anything, but this is the payout from Top Step this month. So far, like I said, this is about 11K. I'm gonna have another 4.5K next week. So that's gonna be, almost 16K. So yeah. Anyways, it is possible to live off of the prop firms. People who think prop firms are fake, they're still fucking dumb. They're just a sheep. They're probably gonna end up trying out trading later. Prop firms work.